Way back, 1981, would you believe? Well, this stretching a little bit. 28 after 11 o'clock and 10 degrees downtown, heading for that high of 17. I don't think it's going to make it today. Really don't. It's really cloudy, gloomy and nicey, unlike what I was expecting earlier on this morning. It's also Friday. Yeah, absolutely, 6th of June. So I tell you what, let me do this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm absolutely elated because we're catching up with some Kiwis not in Kiwiland. Yeah, I know. All right, they are in Brisbane right now. We'll feel sorry for them later on after, we do this. But in the meantime, we will say thank you for joining us. Absolute pleasure to have you. And believe me, you're going to absolutely love Mighty South. Here they are. We're going to kick off the show with Southern Man. You're right here at Galaxy. Good morning. How are we feeling, guys?
Brilliant, Grant. Awesome.
Nice. I got to warn you, we are in every English-speaking country in the world, and some that aren't. And I don't know how that works out, but I'm going to take it anyway. All right.
That's great.
I will give you some stats as we go through, as I get them, if you know what I mean. And the one you want is the one at the end of this, simply because we don't know whether it's one person or 10 people or somebody playing a computer stereo system in a warehouse. We really don't know. It's only the IP addresses that we get pinged off on, and that's the number you want. Because believe me, you'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm pretty sure of it. I know the BBC are.
What's the typical sort of numbers you get, Grant?
Between 4 and 6 million.
Wow. Oh, is that right?
Wow. An hour.
An hour?
An hour.
Wow. That's so cool.
But we're also, I mentioned India earlier on, right? Over the next couple of weeks, Barbara and I are actually going to be putting boots on the ground in Bangalore to build our very first GLI radio station over there, which is Galaxy Lazy Indie. We're basically going to be building a series of 12 of them, one in every major city. So I'm going to ask you right now, is it okay if I play your music there?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Our partner, you see, Barbara here is my co-host and my PA, but in India she's my business partner. Right? So she's never going to get rid of me. No matter what the hell is going to happen, she's never going to get rid of me.
Organise you, yeah.
But our business partner in India, Mr. Pillai, who is the editor of the magazine we want to pass you on to, and let me tell you now, we only take the best of the best that we promote and put into that magazine. Okay, so that's it's not just because you're Kiwis, all right?
But that little bit goes on.
Well, it does, kind of, but I tell you what, your talents speak for itself, okay? And we would like to get behind you, promote you as much better than we can here. So
thank you so much. Thanks, Grant.
And Mr. Pillai also does concerts.
Oh. Ooh.
And that's, you might be able to tie you in there. You never know. We'll be able to see what happens.
Nice.
Anyway, let's go live to the desk. That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. This thing's getting in the way this morning. Nice to have everybody on board. And today we're talking to Anton and to Ben. I got that right. I did get it right, didn't I? Anton and Ben. You know, Anton, you got a brother named something familiar.
Grant, not Grant.
Grant, not Grant. Yeah, absolutely. Just wondering how he feels about the name.
Well, quite often he used to live in Australia many years ago, and he was called Grant. He took it when in Rome, kind of thing. But if give me the odd punch on the arm if I call him Grant, of course. So we had to correct that one fairly quickly.
And it's actually the same. When I came over here, I was called Ben rather than Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a it's a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, believe me, I've lived over there many times. And I not that I want to admit it too much, you know what I mean, but I have been over there many times and done a lot of engineering work. I'm not only a radio and engineer, but I'm also a sound and studio engineer and a front of house engineer as well. So I've spent about 47 years working with some of the best bands and some of the best recording studios in the world. So you know, and I got to be honest, I hear music every day. And when I first heard your music, it stood out to me. I wanted to know a little bit more about you guys. So we started playing it, watching what the ratings were doing, because basically that's how we structure our breakfast show every morning, is on how the rest of the world perceive your music and whether they want you or not. You know what I mean? And believe me, we call our fans the noise too, by the way, because they're not shy about asking for a particular band, particular track. Believe me, we get it all. We really do. And that's why you guys are featuring so much on our breakfast show every morning. So you've made a connection. And basically, I want to start out. We opened up the show with Southern Man. Tell me a little bit about this track.
Yeah, well, firstly, thanks for having us on, Galaxy. It means a lot to us. Southern Man's not an original track by us. It's a New Zealand classic, and Ben and I and Grant from Otago in Southland, growing up through the years, it was still is an Otago Southland anthem, and especially played at rugby venues like Carisbrook, the House of Pain back in the day. And it was one when we'd ever get together and open up a can of lemonade and have a drink that would play that one. And it just hit us one day when we were recording a song here, and we just sort of wonder how that would go, our version, our own spin, if we did Southern Man, because it meant so much for us and our roots and where we're from originally and the meaning behind the song. So we gave it a bit of a rehearsal, and we thought, well, let's put a track down, and it went from there. It's just our love for all New Zealand, especially from where we're from, our roots, Otago Southland, as I say, and it just grew from there.
Fair enough. Well, you know something, Anton, and I'm going to be very honest with you. You're the first band that I've actually interviewed from New Zealand that's actually been picked up by a breweries, much like Spates, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But let me jog your memory. Now, I used to hang out with a couple of dudes. One was named Peter and the other one was named Dave, and they had a anthem that went New Zealand wide, worldwide, Australia wide, and was the best drinking pub song ever, if you remember a thing called Bliss back in the day.
Bliss. Yep.
Okay, well, I was their official engineer from, you guys come from Otago, so you might remember Otago University.
Yes. Yep.
Right, well, I'm an old Scarpy.
Oh, wow. How about that?
There you go. So, these guys, I used to hang out with them. In fact, Margaret was very, very close to me for a long while there, which sort of upset David. And we didn't get on after that. And, well, after the Queen Street riots, we didn't get on at all. So, a little bit of history there. So, the only other band that I know of that had a drinking anthem out of New Zealand. Well done. Love it.
Awesome. Thank you. We had a lot of fun doing that one, and one, especially to put our own spin on that one. It's a Murray Brindley song, I think, from the 80s. It just grew from when we got together initially and just started strumming through. The end result is just what you played.
we found it needed a little bit more guts to it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're aiming for.
Well, you know something, I'm loving it. I really, really am. At the same time, summertime. Now, tell me, it is well, almost 11 degrees here in Komodo. What's the temp
Yeah.
over there?
Oh, it's a little bit chilly here today, actually, Grant. It's probably sitting around 25.
Actually, it's 16.
Oh, no, 16 all right.
today.
I'm talking it up.
that is a little limp wristed, I've got to be honest with you, because even on a bad day over here, which is rather unusual, we get about 17 degrees, you know what I mean? So, but again, we're on the east coast of the North Island, which is a little warmer than Otago, that's for sure.
Yeah, look, all credit to Grant. He wrote this song, Summertime. I remember talking with Grant quite some time ago that it'd be good to have a song featured around summer and with mates, just having a good time. And he came up with the lyrics, and we got together and put some music down when he was in Australia a couple of trips ago. And look, the song depicts memories lived during summer months, I guess, and getting together with mates, and being with friends, having a good time, being carefree, and basically living our best life. Yeah, as I say, Grant wrote the song about lived experiences, pretty much.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely
And
do.
more to in the song, that's for sure.
You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Here's Mighty South coming out of Brisbane for a Kiwi band. Summertime. How are we feeling, guys? We okay?
Good, Grant. Awesome, man.
Nice, nice. Hey, you know the term matters much here, right?
Yes.
I used to be a stand-up comedian, and I always thought, you know, personal experiences work better than, you know, learning a joke or something like that, okay? And where we are here in Komodo, we're surrounded by farmland and everything like that. You know, I got a couple of fairly big dogs, you know, pit bull mastiff cross. And, well, when I walked out of my house the other day, well, a couple of months ago, when my neighbour was breeding bunnies, and they were specialised bunnies. In fact, I knew the bunnies. I've been introduced to them. I walked out of my house onto my porch, and here's one of my dogs lying on the porch with a dead bunny beside it.
Oh.
Right, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, I know this rabbit. I do. My God, what am I going to do? So I took it inside. I'm not kidding. I got the dustbuster out, and cleaned all the dirt off it, everything like that. I noticed that the neighbours had gone out, so I'm over the fence, slipped the thing back in the cage, right? Sweet, back over, back home, right? No, I really did. About half an hour later, there was this blood-curdling scream coming from next door, and I'm thinking, oh no, they found the dead bunny, you know? And my wife goes over and to the fence and says, Jean, what's the matter? She goes, the bunny's dead. She goes, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, she goes, no, but it's in the cage. She goes, yes, I can see that. She goes, no, but we buried it 3 days ago.
That's hilarious. Oh, gee, that's hilarious.
True story. True story. How do I explain that at Christmas time?
Oh, how did you get out of that one?
That's funny.
Yeah. I acted like Schultz, you know what I mean? No, nothing.
Some sort of resurrection.
Yeah, I'll just take the dogs for a walk, okay?
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Hey, Grant, that's interesting what you said about the noise before, your listeners and the stats on that. That means a lot to us, it really does.
Okay, well, how many countries are tuned in?
167.
Okay, 167 countries right now. Let's go back to the desk.
Yep.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm joined by Anton and Ben, all in Brisbane. Got to ask you, do you still drink Spates, or are you a kind of a Foster's 4X kind of guy?
Oh, geez. It's a bit of whatever goes when I go over there, to be honest. It's a bit of Spates Summit, a bit of Heineken, yeah, bit of everything, to be honest. I'm not fussy when it comes to drinks, but back in the day when it was, when I grew up in Winton and a bit of Invercargill, there's pretty much nothing but Spates. And especially Winston and Eden, nothing but Spates. It was, drinking it now, it's a bit different to drinking it back then, but
We're lucky enough we can find Spates floating around in the old bottle store over here as well.
Interesting. Believe me, I bet you wouldn't be able to find my beer over there.
What's that one, Grant?
Lion Red.
Oh.
Actually, there you're talking. I think you can actually get
Can
one.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
had a few shots, but I'm not sure why you'd want to go and get it, but it's...
Yeah, well, true, basically, it's either that or Carlsberg, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely better than double brown. But,
Yeah,
yes.
well, actually, you see, I was brought up in Westport on the west coast of the South Island,
Right.
and pretty much that's where I was, dragged up from a small item, literally, and, well, it was a DB kind of country, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, believe me, my dad used to drink it by the keg, but yet again...
Were you born on the South Island, Grant?
I'm sorry?
Were you born on the South Island?
No, I wasn't actually. No, I was actually... long story short, let's put it this way. I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, adopted in Timaru to a coal miner that blew stuff up for a living in Denniston coal mines and brought up as a prospective shop firer myself. Believe me, the state mines wanted me to come and work for them because my dad was at the point of retirement, and I'm sort of 17, 18 years of age, leaving high school and thinking, there is absolutely no way I'm going to end up down those pits. I've been there ever since I was 5 years of age. The old man used to take me school holidays and stuff like that. All the kids thought it was fun, blowing stuff up for a living. What a great idea. Yeah, but believe me, there's all sorts of hazards down there, including methane gases and all that sort of stuff. And there's a number of accidents that happened that I witnessed as a child growing up. So no, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Literally. Then I got kicked out of town. That helps. It does. I ended up in Greymouth, and they ended up sending me to University of Otago.
Wow. Nice time.
Yeah, 3YB, 3YC, 3R something, Radio Scenic Lane in Greymouth. And they ended up saying, hey, listen, how about doing this full time and getting your degrees, everything like that. So sweet. And my first job straight out of Otago University, of all places, was Radio Hauraki.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, mid-dawn shift. So very unexciting, from midnight until 6 in the morning when the pirates were coming. But still, 6, 7 years for Hauraki. Anyway, moving on, because I know that we're a little time constrained right now. So first of all, I do have a couple of questions for you. As a fan, and Troy is asking this, coming out of Adelaide, you've got an Australian over there tuned in right now. As a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on X? Are you a talker? But more importantly, guys, do you respond?
Absolutely, we do. I think it's quite important to stay engaged with people. Whoever makes an effort to reach out to us. You can find us on the socials, on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok at Mighty South Music. And we'd love to have a conversation. Absolutely. Always engaging.
And we have Wendy coming out of Wisconsin is saying,
Hi, Wendy.
do you have a merch store? How do I buy caps, koozies and T-shirts?
Yeah, well, actually, we're working on some merchandise at the moment, and we're not quite sure when it's going to be available online, but that's the plan in the near future, is to get some merchandise rolling and have that available to our listeners. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I tell you what, when you do, how would you like to send me a t-shirt? And I'd be more than honoured to wear your brand while I do these as well. I don't know how people manage to pick up on, what I'm doing at the time. And I've actually had people, I'm not kidding, say to me, Grant, I've actually gone online and bought a t-shirt and a cap while you've been doing the interview. So however that happens, check it out.
Hey, Grant, what size is that t-shirt?
I will actually, I'll get Barbara to let you know. The women around here know my sizes better than I ever will.
We'll get you a t-shirt for sure.
And we'll go one better. We'll get you a stubby cooler as well and put your spates in.
Great. Does it come with a blonde? Does it come from with a blonde from Gold Coast?
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, well, you see, I had the same reaction when my bosses actually asked me when we first moved in here, would you like a fan? It's coming into summertime. I went, yes, absolutely, would love one. They went, what sort? And I went, I don't know, Swedish, 18, blue eyes, blonde hair, about 6 foot, can do this all day, no worries. I got an oscillating gold air.
Brilliant.
Somewhere I think the producer...
And the stubby pour on the way for you, Grant.
Brilliant. Would love it, love it, love it. And believe me, there is a couple of things I do want to ask you. And first of all, when you get a chance next time you're near a recordable 58, how would you like to do me a couple of voice drops?
Absolutely, sure.
Brilliant. Because I'd love to be able to add you to the list. The more time people hear who you are, the more times they go and check you out. Before you know it, you've sold another t-shirt, a cap, and a couple of dozen downloads. You know what I mean? So it happens.
Good.
It really does happen. In the meantime, and this is fantastic. It only came in last night, folks. Absolutely love the track. Heard it twice now, and only played it once on the radio. It's that new. We're going to release it as a brand new release today. Tell me about Won't Let You Win. Why not?
Yeah, look, thanks so much for playing it earlier this morning on your breakfast show as well. Mark, Grant and my brother, who spent a number of years playing music with us, was the mastermind behind Won't Let You Win. And Grant and I had a hand in writing some lyrics with him, and Grant and I put the music to it as well. It's our most recent song and one that we have recently released, and I can happily tell the listeners that Galaxy FM are the very first radio station to play Won't Let You Win. It's very dear to our hearts, and it comes from a place where the song's about darkness and seeing the light, and that there is a way forward. I'm pretty sure we all know somebody in some corner of our life that's suffered from addiction or depression or mental health of some sort as well, but finding a way, and that it's not the absolute end when you're in that rut or in that cycle of darkness, that there is a path forward and there's light. And that's where we wanted to deliver a positive message. And that's what come out with Won't Let You Win. Basically, that's what the song is all about.
You know what? Absolutely love it. And I'm going to add it to my playlist in my car. I really am.
Oh,
You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by the boys from the mighty South. Won't Let You Win. Yeah, that's true. I don't change my playlist in my car often, you know what I mean? But, as soon as I heard that last night, it was about 1:30 in the morning when I was in production with those guys in there, and they went, have a listen to this. So I had a look, mate, we better include that into today's show, which they did. So brilliant.
Well, really, that means so much to us.
When the boys first played it for me, it's definitely caught the ear, and it's so much potential. It's a beautiful song.
It is.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I can see this one going a long way, to be honest. How many cities are tuned in?
Oh,
Good to hear.
6592.
Okay, 6,500.
6593.
6593. 6,593 cities around the
Wow.
world are tuned in right now.
Wow, awesome. Hey, Grant, what you just said there about Won't Let You Win, your comments meant a lot to us, because we come up with the tune and the band, we think, oh yeah, we sounds okay to us, but what's more important is the comments from yourself and people that are listening to the track that haven't put time and work into it like we have, and we think we might be onto something that's half decent. But
sometimes you just don't know when you write something and you produce it. You know, you record it and produce it. You think, is this a good one or is this a bit of a flop? You know, it's hard to sort of gauge sometimes.
You know, I fully understand. I really do. I mean, I talk to artists much like yourself, indie artists, almost on a daily basis. And you know, the one thing I admire about each and every one of you is you put it on a platform and let other people decide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's you got a lot of cojones to do this. You know, you do. And when you pull it off, much like what I can see Won't Let You Win's going to do, believe me, I love watching the ride. I do.
Yeah.
I really do. I like watching the numbers going up and down all over the place. Seeing how many times I see your name in the breakfast show, all that sort of stuff. So believe me, I absolutely am quite honoured and humbled to have you guys on board.
Well, yeah, as I say, it means a lot to us. The Galaxy is the very first station to play Won't Let You Win.
We feel very privileged. really.
So it goes up. You guys are you've got the ball rolling. You started it.
Nice. Anyway, we'll round it up here. I do have a couple more very quick questions for you. Then I want to have a chat to you about the magazine, if that's okay, and then we'll go from there. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm talking to Anton and to Ben from the band Mighty South. Now, believe me, absolutely loving what they're producing right now, but I do have a very important question. Guys, anything in the can? Have you got anything new coming out in the very near future?
We do. We just had a track mastered recently called Old Man. So that's nearly ready to hit the go button on. So that's coming out very soon. We're happy to share it with you as well. Hasn't been released on the streaming platforms yet, but it's only a matter of time. It's all ready to go. So that's getting very close.
Absolutely fantastic. A song about me. Love it. Oh, man. Hey, listen, the truth behind the matter is all my working career, and I've worked for Radio New Zealand and many reputable radio stations here in New Zealand and in Australia, I dodged television. Absolutely dodged it for many years. And a lot of my friends and co-hosts that I've worked with actually went that extra step and went on to public television, you know what I mean? I really didn't have the confidence because I always thought I got the perfect face for radio, okay? Really did. Until Barbara came along and pointed this thing at me, and, well, I can't go anywhere these days without people saying, I know who you are, but you don't look anything like your cartoon. And that's really happened. It really has. So with that, we'll leave that. But one last question before we go. Will you come back again?
Absolutely, we will. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. We've got that next song in the pipe, plus we've got a couple more that we put down in the studio yesterday. So plenty of reasons to catch up again.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's going to be a great relationship. It is. In the meantime, folks, thank you for joining us here at Galaxy, and we'll be back on Tuesday for more gas. I'll be back on Monday between 6:30 in the 5:30 in the morning and 10 o'clock. Sorry, I had somebody talking to me. Join me then for the breakfast show, and believe me, you never know. I'm pretty sure you'll find Mighty South is in there. Yep. Have a great weekend, and from me, it's happy radio, everyone.